Okay, so I got to tell the story. At the time that it happened, it was not funny at all. But so many things went wrong that you can't make this stuff up. So I'm laughing because my son's asked me what story am I telling next, and he got it wrong. But anyways, this is a plumbing story that only happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago, right here. So it's a Monday night, and I usually work Monday nights. I don't usually get out till 9:30. But during work, my wife texts me, says the sink is plugged, kitchen sink. So of course I type back to use the plunger, and my wife's no idiot. Of course she used the plunger. She tried, and I think my son helped. Whatever, they couldn't get it unplugged. So I said, well, I'll deal when I get home. I have Tuesdays off. I had big plans for Tuesday. In fact, I was working on my Volkswagen Beetle, which there's some videos of that that you can check out. But so I had a full day planned Tuesday. I could not, mess that up. I already had the whole day planned out. So I get home about 10 o'clock at night, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I start tackling this plumbing issue. And it just doesn't end. So it's a funny story now. So anybody needs to know about plumbing and what could go wrong, here's the story for you. So of course the first thing I do is I grab the plunger, and I am plunging. It's not coming out, and it didn't take us long to realize what had happened. My son just recently had gotten some braces, and he's been hooked on hamburger. So he's been cooking a lot of hamburger, and us not thinking, him not really thinking and knowing, he's been pouring the grease down the drain. So over the course of about 2 weeks of doing this, it's plugged the drain up. So of course I'm plunging, and grease is coming up the other side a little bit. So it's getting later. I'm getting tireder. I know I have plenty to do the next day. I'm plunging as hard as I freaking can, and I even have my wife on the other sink with the stopper pressed in the sink, so all my force of plunging would actually go into the drain, not up the other double sink. It got to the point where at one point I had climbed up onto the counter. So picture me in my kitchen on the counter. I have the plunger, and I am plunging for all I'm worth. If you come around here, you can see. And I'm standing on the counter, and the sink is pulsating. In the basin, the whole basin is pulsating, and grease is popping out the other side. She can't even hold it down. I'm plunging so hard, and grease is splurting out. And I'm fighting with this and fighting this. Like I said, I'm getting tireder. So I get some. I had some acid designed for it's a Drano, but it's an acid. It's industrial. You can't buy it at the stores. When I owned some apartment buildings, I had some of the stuff left over, and it's designed to clean out 9-inch drain pipes. So if you have a problem, this stuff is potent stuff. So I get all the standing water out. I pour about half of it in, and wait 15-20 minutes like it says, and it's smoking. This stuff will foam up like a volcano, and it smokes. It gets extremely hot. You got to be careful. It'll burn anything, and it's not cleaning the drain. And I just can't figure for the life of me what the hell. Why is this so plugged? I know it's the grease, but this should have done something. So now I'm back up on the counter again. I'm plunging. I'm trying to be more careful because now I got this acid in there. My wife's trying to hold the plunger thing on the other side, the drain plug, and it's not really going. And an hour has gone by now. I end up going in the cabinet. We actually had some Dranos, liquid plumber, and I pour it in on top of the shit I already have in there. And of course, we all know what happens now. You're all saying, you idiot, it's going to create a chemical reaction, and sure as hell it did. It's smoldering even more. It's smelling up the kitchen. It's 11 o'clock at night. We got the windows open. The kids got to go to school tomorrow. They're trying to sleep. I'm swearing. I'm yelling at the damn thing. I poured the rest of the other acid down in there. Plunging like hell. Shit's going everywhere. We got towels laid out. It's a freaking mess. It's a freaking nightmare. All of a sudden, this water starts to drain. I'm like, shit, we got it. So I plunge a little more to make sure, and the water's going down. And then my wife turns to me and says, where's all this water on the floor coming from? Well, we didn't actually get it. I had plunged it so much that I had forced it back through the drain, and we've been filling the dishwasher. So when it finally went, it had filled the dishwasher and it was oozing out around the door of the dishwasher, underneath, coming out on the floor. So we're grabbing towels. Now this is this acid shit mixed in with it. We're throwing towels on the floor, trying to catch it all. It smells bad. It's smoking. And, you know, it's just a mess. So we're trying to get all that cleaned up. And I'm like, I cannot believe how stuck this drain is. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I decide I got to take the sink drain apart. And meanwhile, I'm swearing, saying I've got shit to do tomorrow. This has got to be fixed tonight. It's not taking up my day tomorrow. It's 11:30, 12 o'clock at night now. I put a pan underneath to disconnect the drain. I'm trying to be careful because I know there's acid everywhere. I get the trap out, and the trap is clear. So it was beyond that. So I end up disconnecting the drain to the dishwasher so we wouldn't go back in there anymore. I plugged that hole with a rag and a screwdriver forced in so it would stay plugged. Put the trap back together, did some more plunging with that. Wasn't really doing anything. So I took the trap off and I went and got a snake in the garage. And it's probably about a 15-foot snake. And I ran that thing in there and I didn't hit nothing. Well, we built the house, so I knew where the pipe was downstairs, and I knew which way it went. So I said, well, I'm going to go down and try to snake it from the other end. So if we leave that up there the way it is, I come downstairs. It's 12:30 at night now, or in the morning. I am beat. I'm exhausted. I've worked all day. You know, and I'm swearing up a freaking storm. Every word you can imagine is coming out. And stuff's flying in every damn direction. My wife is staying at my side, doing everything she can to help. And I said, all right, I'm going to disconnect the drain right from the trunk before it goes out of the building, out of the house. And I'm going to run the snake up this way. Now, this is up in the air. I have to actually have a pellet stove there. The washer and dryer's right there. I can stand on the pellet stove so I can get the snake up in there and be careful. Now I'm thinking this through. I know at the other end of this is all kinds of chemicals when this thing comes down. So I clean everything out of the way. I go out in the garage and get a big Rubbermaid trash barrel and I put it underneath there. I get the pipe disconnected. I run the snake up in gently and I feel where it hits. I'm like, oh, that's the spot. I said, so here it is. So I'm getting ready. I told my wife, she's listening to where the snake was in the pipe. I'm like, I said, I got it. I'm going to poke through it. And so I poke through, and now the pipe comes across the ceiling, and then it drops down one right into the trunk. And I have it disconnected, so I have this drop down and this thing. The snake is up in there, and I felt it give, so I know the stuff's coming. So I grab the pipe, I angle it towards the barrel that I got ready on the floor. I'm standing on top of the pellet stove. Just as I angle it and the stuff starts coming, the frickin' pipe breaks off at the elbow. Now the shit is spewing all over the wall. Now, we have a finished basement, but where that area is, it's not finished. It's kind of utility room. Thank God, because this acid stuff is running down the wall, onto the floor. It's splashing everywhere. Trying to get back. We're putting towels down. She ends up getting me a dustpan because I need something flat to scoop from the floor, putting it into the barrel, trying to get, and I'm just exhausted. I'm pissed. I'm saying, what the hell else can go wrong? I've got stuff to do tomorrow. I can't even explain how angry I was at the time. I get it scooped up. We get the towels. Now, meanwhile, I have a bunch of towels upstairs. We gather those up. I gather up these towels. We get it's cleaned up. I said, we got to put these towels in the wash and get them washed right away because they get all this acid in them. I don't want to mix them with anything. So we throw them in the wash machine. And I turn it on. The wash machine starts. Meanwhile, I start putting the pipe back together. I had to fix the brake. And the washer stops working. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with the washer? I said, it's been working fine. We've been doing laundry in it. Well, apparently when this thing broke and water splashed everywhere, it got into the controls and something got wet in there, so it wasn't working. So I'm shortening this story up, but I mean, I'm unplugging the washer, plug it back. I'm so aggravated at this point that, anything I do is probably just going to break it. I'm pushing every goddamn button on the wash machine. My wife's telling me to calm down, which is just making me more pissed off. She's telling me to walk away. I'm like, what the hell are you going to do that I'm not doing? It's out of control. I mean, I'm just yelling. Every freaking button on that washer, I'm pushing every damn one. I'm unplugging, plugging. Because here's the problem now. I have a washer loaded full of chemical soaked towels, and I can't, the washer's not working, and the door is locked closed. I can't open the door now. I can't leave these in the house overnight, so I'm like, fine, I can get a part to fix the washing machine, but I can't leave these things in here. They're smelling up the place. They got to get rinsed and washed. And my wife's like, how are you going to get it open? I'm saying, I'm going to get a fucking crowbar. I'm going to tear the goddamn door off this thing. Because now it's like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. I'm tired. So, you know, we're not getting it to work. I got to get this thing. I got to figure out a way to get him out of there. I was so mad. I pulled the motherboard out of the washer, where I think the water got in and it was wet. And as I pull it out, I hit the side of the washer with it. I don't have it unplugged at this point, and sparks shoot everywhere. I'm like, son of a bitch! And now I've fucking fried the motherboard on this thing, and I'm pissed. I'm swearing. You know, it's just out of control. The door is locked. The stuff's in there. There's smoldering. I got a broken pipe that's half put back together. I got a mess upstairs. So here it is, 1:30 in the morning. I'm upstairs. I'm online. I'm ordering a part for my washing machine, which I know is like another $250. I'm pissed about that. I get that thing ordered. I pay for rush shipping. Meanwhile, I go back downstairs. Now that I'm done with that and the part's on the way, I ordered it for like overnight shipping. I put the washer back together, and you know, I'm still pissed, so I'm still pushing every goddamn button because the washer comes on. Lights are on. It's just not running. Somehow I realized if I push delay start, it looked like it was going to work. And so we figured, well, if we leave it alone and wait for the delay and see if the washer kicks in after the delay. So we left that and figured we'd come back to it. If it don't work, I got the part on the way. So meanwhile, we leave that alone. I get the pipe all put back together, back into the trunk. We go upstairs, and you know, everything's been all mopped up on the floor. I mean, under the sink was covered with chemicals. The floor was covered with chemicals. All that's been cleaned up. But I remember now we have a dishwasher full of this chemical I got to pump out. So I pushed the start button on the dishwasher. I mean, you're not going to believe this. It's just out of control. I mean, you can't make this shit up. I push the start button on the dishwasher. And as soon as I do, I turned around and I realized it, and I said, oh shit. My wife says, what? I go, I forgot to hook up the drain pipe for the dishwasher. I open up underneath the cupboard, and that is shooting that shit out of that thing into the cavity under the dish, under the sink, making another goddamn mess. Shit going everywhere. We need more towels. I mean, the washer's stuck. I mean, this is shooting shit everywhere. I can't get it to stop. I finally got it stopped. We get this cleaned up. This was my night. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. The good thing is the washer did start. After the hour delay, the washer started, and it's worked fine ever since. I did end up returning the part and getting my money back, thank God. But these are the type of stories that they're out of control. You can't make them up. I have several more like this from when I was a kid, but this is one of my own that just happened literally like 3 weeks ago. And I hope you get a kick out of them. They're certainly not funny when they happen. Moral of the story is, when you're tired, don't work on stuff, because no matter what you touch, it's going to break. And I have a lot of good luck. Things usually go right for me, but I was tired that night. I wanted to get it done because I had a full day the next day. And believe it or not, I actually did get up at 6 o'clock. I think I only got like 4 hours sleep, which is normal for me anyways. And I worked through the day, got my stuff done, and everything worked out. But I'm telling you, I got more stories like this than you can shake a stick at. Please let me know what you think. Please comment. Tell me any stories like this that you've had. And share, like my videos. Come back often. I'm going to do some more videos like this in the future. Anyways, thanks for swinging by. Have a great day.